Hi everyone, how's it going? Thanks for joining me in another episode of Total Ramblings. It's exactly 3 p.m. on Saturday. I've had a busy weekend so far. You will have seen my Total Ramblings special last night, a film I made called 10 Roundabouts, and also another generic episode that I put out. This morning, well, actually, very first thing this afternoon, I took my mother-in-law and Anthony to Odium Castle. It's a tiny, tiny castle. It's a ruin, also known as King John's Castle, where he set off to Runnymede to sign the Magna Carta, I believe. And I flew my drone around. Now, I was only on the way to Hook, which is next to Odium. I was only on the way when I suddenly thought, oh, RAF Odium, it might be in a restricted zone. Checked on my DJI Fly app, and indeed it is, but it's not a red restricted zone. A red restricted zone is like Gatwick Airport or Heathrow Airport, like a permanent airport. This was an orange restricted zone, which basically said you should check. So I rang the MOD, the Ministry of Defence, and I got through to Odium Air Traffic Control. And I said, hey, can I fly my drone? And they said, well, the tower's closed today. So in other words, there's no flight operations happening out of RAF Odium. RAF Odium is where there are 3 Chinook squadrons based. It's basically it's where all the Chinooks are, the heavy lifters. They fly over my house all the time because basically my house is in between Salisbury Plain, where the army practice blowing up stuff, and RAF Odium. Anyway, they said the tower's closed, and they said there are gliders flying today, and they won't be flying from Odium, they'll be flying from Lasham. And so I said, so would it be okay to put a small drone up? And the guy said, I don't see why not. I mean, I said to him I wasn't going to be going very high anyway because, sort of treetop level, because I want to get footage of the castle. And so no gliders would be that low anyway. So, yeah, he said he didn't see that was a problem. And indeed, it was not a problem. No helicopters crashed into, no gliders downed, no people killed. So I think I've got some very nice footage of Odium Castle. And that's another episode of Total Ramblings that I will be working on today. Probably put it out tonight. Don't know for certain yet. And then Irene took me and Anthony to the White Hart in Hook. There's 2 White Harts. There's an old White Hart and the White Hart, and the old White Hart is the new one. It's weird. Yeah, this country's weird. Anyway, basically, I think next week is Father's Day, possibly. But, getting a place booked at that point would be impossible. So essentially, she took me for an early Father's Day meal, and I've just had a very nice burger and chips. I'm quite full, actually. And I'm now going to the hospital. Whilst we were eating, I had a FaceTime call from Liz. And she has had her new tracheostomy tube fitted about an hour and a half ago. And she's got a new speaking valve, and she sounds very good with it. So I'm going to the hospital now to see her. Hopefully she's in a better mood than she was yesterday, because as I said, she was very down, very upset, very tearful about everything. So that's where I'm going now. What else is there to say? Oh, when Liz first went to hospital, I signed her up for 2 clinical trials. And we've got some paperwork to fill in relating to that. I have told them subsequently that she's left hospital and then gone back again, but she was on a clinical trial. One was a genetics thing, and another one was to do with some ideas they had about reducing secretions, which is obviously what she's suffering with because she can't clear them herself. So anyway, I've got some paperwork to fill in with her. So just thought I'd record a bit to camera whilst I'm on the way to the hospital. I am just about to turn off now. I think that's it for the moment. I'm hoping to get some footage of Liz talking. She says this new tube or valve is more comfortable. So, yeah, that is what is currently going on in our lives. Hey everyone, I'm here at the hospital and Liz has got a new speaking valve and a new tube and she can talk. Talk.
Hello. What would you like me to say?
Tell me about what you've done today.
Today I had suction. I did a poo.
Oh no. This is going on the internet, dear.
Yeah, I know. And you can edit. And
Won't.
and I had a wash and got dressed. And I sat in my chair, which I'm sitting in now. And I made phone calls. I phoned Alice first.
Yeah.
But she didn't pick up. She started her voice message and then sent her a text message to say that I'd left her a message and she sent one back to say, yay, I can hear you. And then I FaceTimed Andrew, who showed Mum and Anthony. Anthony looked very unimpressed.
Huh?
Anthony looked very unimpressed.
Anthony's never impressed by anything.
To be fair, you didn't look that impressed either.
Huh?
You didn't look that impressed either.
I'm here.
Before then, I had the trachea fitted. And I have an inner cannula, which is disposable.
Keep that near you, not wave it around.
Sorry. And I have a new speaking valve, which is much clearer. So I can even go E and R.
Keep that in all the time, yeah?
I can, but I don't.
Why not?
Because I won't.
Can you eat with it?
I have to eat with it, yeah.
And you said it earlier it was more comfortable. Why?
I don't know. It just is. Because he will take it off. Take it off. There's the odd word when I take it off.
Yeah. So now you can shout at me.
But I won't,
Why not?
because I told you I wouldn't.
You might.
I probably won't.
You might when you find out what I've been up to.
You went to St John's Castle.
I know.
Why, have you bought a car?
No?
Have you bought a car?
No.
That's right then. Have you bought Lego?
Not today.
Did you buy Lego yesterday?
No?
Why would I shout at you then?
Why not? 6 months of not shouting at me.
You said when I learned what you've done.
Yeah, you don't know what I've been doing for 6 months.
I do.
Do you?
You've bought 2 drones.
Yeah.
You've bought a load of army shit.
Yeah, a load of cameras.
Cameras
Yeah.
for outside. Cameras for outside.
Yeah.
Cameras for not inside.
Yes.
Oh yeah. 2 of them. Grab rails.
Huh?
Grab rails. Bathrooms. Other stuff indoors. I think you've told me most of it. If you haven't, then I won't know, will I? I probably won't notice either. Not for a while. The last one that came out at me is over there for you to look at.
Can I not have it?
No,
Why not?
but you can have that valve.
Yay.
But you can't have the pot.
Why not?
I need it for this one.
Well, I've got a pot at home, so I've got 2 speaking valves now. Yay. I don't need that. This microphone's on here. That's for you because your voice
Yes.
is quiet.
I know. It's still better than it was.
Much better.
So that was good, isn't it? And this feels more comfortable.
And there's blood around your neck and there's
Yes.
blood in your suction tube.
The inner cannula.
But are you... No, in your suction tube. It's full of blood.
Yeah, I know.
So are you happier today, dear?
Slightly. Still cold though. The ash on my nose was hot. Ash on my nose was hot. So she put the aircon on. So I sat with a blanket over me.
Okay. Right, that's enough then. Thank you very much.
Bye.
So, as you will have seen, Liz is talking really quite well. She just sounds like Liz with a bit of a husky sore throat, which to be fair is how I met her. Not how I met her, but that's the condition she was in when I met her. So, yeah, so that's one more thing out of the way, is the downsizing of the tube. Out of the way, done, gone. Now we are still awaiting news of where Liz needs to go, like care home or nursing home, talking about the funding, all that kind of thing. But Liz was practicing removing the inner cannula from her tracheostomy. They're disposable, so I hope we get a good supply of them. Supplies are like the thing I'm worried about, really, because she goes through so many tubes and syringes and plastic things. I would just worry if we were at home. We need a constant, ongoing supply of those. Not that home is an option yet, but we live in hope. Here we are again on the eternal roundabout of doom. Yes. Don't know what to have for tea. Maybe cheese and biscuits. That sounds nice. Yeah, so I've done my Doctor Who review today already. Just going to go home and edit some videos. Might build that Lego space set. Don't know. Depends how long it all takes, really. But I think that... Ooh. Does that do it for this episode? Or is it time we had another What Can Andrew Be Blamed For today? I think if we're going to make it a regular feature, we should probably have a What Can Andrew Be Blamed For today segment. So, let's go into that right now, and I'll see everybody in the next episode of Total Ramblings. Yeah, today we're talking about something that happened a bit more recently than the destruction of the Hindenburg. We're talking about the Deepwater Horizon oil spill, also known as the BP oil spill. Now, this one is different to the Hindenburg in that it actually happened whilst I was alive. So I can more directly be tied to being the direct cause of this particular disaster, which happened on 20th of April 2010. Now, this is the largest marine oil spill in history, I think. I'm quite proud of that fact. In fact, I'm quite proud of the fact that I was able to cause such massive damage simply by virtue of not stopping it from happening, for which obviously I deeply apologise. Now, since everything is apparently my fault, and apparently because I do have the ability to make people argue with me, an ability I never knew I had, obviously I must accept the blame for the Deepwater Horizon oil spill, because I was alive and I didn't stop it, and and obviously my mental powers are such that it must have been me that caused this problem. So again, I've got to hold my hands up and say this was my fault. I am responsible for the wellhead that blew out. I am directly responsible, I'm afraid, for the 11 people that were killed and the 17 people that were injured. I am responsible for the 2,500 to 68,000 square kilometres of affected, sea and land. and for the 1.84 million gallons of oil that was lost. I'm afraid it's my fault, and frankly, I've got no excuse. I don't have an alibi for the day in question. Pretty certain I would have been in Farnborough in the UK on the 20th of April 2010, but I've got no proof of that, right? Who's to say I didn't hire a plane and fly over there and enter the US in secret and then get a boat out to the wellhead and then dive a mile down underwater to cause the wellhead to explode? Who's to say I didn't do that? And how do I know I didn't do it in my sleep? So I must accept responsibility for this disaster. The second disaster that we're talking about that actually happened on US soil. So I'm sorry. I'll try and blame myself for something else next time. But yeah, what can I say? I've said sorry. I don't have the money to pay everyone back. It's my fault. It's British Petroleum, right? I'm British. Another factor that must point to my culpability. What else can I say? I'm just scum.
If you enjoy what I do here, although I can't think why, please remember to click the like button, smash that subscribe button, and hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I post a new video. You might also want to check out my website, www.worldsbestestpoet.com, if you fancy a laugh.